Let's try this one more. Oh, I think I fixed it. Let's try this one more time. I think I'm live now. All right, let's try this one more time. I have about 30 minutes left. I think I have sound now. All right, so welcome to my first live, and welcome to my not so beautiful bachelor's officers' quarters at the Navy base. Welcome to the sea of all different kinds of green and mustard, and don't have a beautiful background. I was going to try and go outside, but it is pouring. So I don't think we're going to lose power. Okay, so I think I have sound now. This is my first live, so thank you for your patience. I am stitching on a special project today. This is my brand new design. I am doing the model stitch on it tonight. It is the beach. Let me pull it back. There we go. Pull it back up on my phone here. This is the beach. This is what we're stitching on. Brand new design. It is about 2.5 inches by 13 inches. I'm using Threadworks thread, and this is my organization that I'm using. I'm using floss bags with all of the different Threadworks. There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Threadworks threads. This is the first in a series. I'm hoping my series uses roughly the same colors. So if you want to stitch a couple of the series, you should be able to use the same threads. And this is my pattern so far. So we're working on the sea, we're working on the ocean there. And yeah, my mom was just trying to call me. She's probably calling to tell me that she can't hear me on the first one. All right, I got a thumbs up, so I think now I have sound. Okay. So we're going to push forward for about 30 minutes. So this is the blue variegated Threadworks thread. I've cut the strand in half. So it's a little bit easier to manage. And we're just going to continue stitching on that. All of my overhead filming equipment is in storage. I'm moving from Tennessee to Florida, and I'm in temporary quarters right now, and all of my stuff is with the moving truck, or actually in temporary storage in Florida. And once I get down there next month, I'll have all of my paper patterns back. I'll have all of my cross-stitch supplies. I'll have my normal filming gear, and hopefully a beautiful space to stitch in. So let me show you my setup. I have a Kay's Creation stand, which I really like. It clamps for me on the left side. I suppose you could set it up on the right, but for me it sets up on the left. I have a Nurge frame. This is the big one. I switched the pattern to switch the pattern to this big frame so that you could see the entire pattern going across. Usually I have a smaller one that I travel with, and I'm using these little snips. Um, these are great because they're nice and sharp, so you can get really close to the fabric with it. But they also will not be confiscated by TSA. So they're about 2 inches. Also, I'm working on, again, working on the blue in the sea and beach. And if you're in the chat, let me know what you're stitching on tonight. And yeah, we're just going to keep plugging away. Keep plugging away here at the, down here in the blue area. This is a 36 count fabric, so I'm using 2 strands of the Threadworks. I'm not doing a loop start because I want to maximize the variegation. And I think that's about it for the pattern itself. Maybe I can show you the variegation. Yeah, so there's the variegation again in the blue. I love this Threadworks blue. It's perfect for an ocean design. And this case creation stand, you can see my back here, allows me to stitch two-handed. So I usually keep, you can see my left hand under the pattern, my right hand on top, and I just stitch two-handed here, which is really nice. I also take this frame to retreats because it pretty much folds flat. So if you take this, take that, it'll pretty much fold flat, and you can put it in your suitcase. Obviously, I take the pattern off, but it's really handy. And then I can set it on, if you're going to a retreat and you have a table, I can set it on the table, but then it's too high, so I'm up here. So I like to just set it right down on my lap and bring it up, and it's in a good ergonomic place for me. And then I have the desktop or whatever space that I'm working on for my materials. Also works well on cruise ships. Works where you don't have a table and you're just putting stuff on your lap. So it's a great lap stand, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So that's sort of the shop update. This is the first new pattern in the series, and it's going to be available at your local Needlework shop, or you can email me for a copy. It's going to be available probably in August during Needlework Marketplace, which is the virtual needlework show. I'm hoping to get at least 2 more patterns by August. I should have my new craft room set up by then, and I'll be able to ship to the stores. So that is the plan for my new design. So that's the first shop update. Second one is there is a retreat that I am hosting. It is the Whips and Waves Cross Stitch Retreat, and it is September 12th through the 18th aboard the beautiful Celebrity Reflection. We are traveling round trip from Fort Lauderdale to Bimini, to Turks and Caicos, and to Key West. So this is a perfect retreat for beginner retreat goers or beginner cruisers. Fort Lauderdale, very easy to get to. The port calls are incredibly accessible. It's going to be a fun trip. It's 6 nights, and It's just going to be so relaxing. I think by then I'm going to need a great vacation. So this is going to be a lot of fun. To sign up, I need to update the description now that I started a new live stream. So I'll update the description to include the cruise information. Patty Penn, Stitching with My Kitties, and Nisi Lynn will be joining us on the cruise. And I'm really excited about that. There will be a smalls exchange. It's optional, of course. And we will have a stitching location each late afternoon, evening, to get together and stitch together, which I'm really excited about. We may even do a quick group dinner one night on the sea day. And of course, I as the designer, I'm putting together a bag of goodies for you for this trip that I plan to ship out a couple months ahead of the cruise, so you can decide what you want to bring with you, what projects you want to bring, and what you want to stitch. So that is going to be exciting. I think I'll put the information on how to sign up in the description box below. I'll also tag Nisi and Patty Penn. They have great YouTube channels, so if you have not subscribed to their channel, please go ahead and check them out. They are really fun, and they're working on some really beautiful projects. Let's see. So that is the shop update and what I'm working on. For those of you working on WhipGo, the new numbers dropped on the 24th. Jessie Marie put them out a little early, which is kind of cool. So I'm grateful for that because I was able to pack. I was down in Florida. I was able to pack the May WhipGo charts and bring them with me. So that's good. I'm far behind on my full coverage WhipGo board. So I run 3 WhipGo boards pretty much at the same time. Usually it's my own design, which you can see I'm working on. Then it is a full coverage project of mine, and then it is one of my other whips that I have that's not full coverage. And I just don't have a great place to stitch on my full coverage pieces. So I've fallen a little behind there, but still keeping up with my other whips. And I have a stitch along that I'm working on with Nisi Lynn and Patty Penn. The stitch along is Freak for the Beak. It is a boomerang stitches pattern. I showed it in my last Flosstube, so you can go back and check that out. I think it's Flosstube 97, which is crazy. And so we're working on that. I am gonna leave the lettering out from below the birds and just stitch the birds, which is nice. So we're roughly halfway through stitching on Freak for the Beak. And we have another boomerang stitches going. I forget. Nisi Lynn will have to, if she watches this later, she'll have to comment on which one her and Patty Penn are working on. But I am working on it. It's a Halloween pattern, actually, but it has this great pirate bird on it. Not sure what it has to do with Halloween, but that's okay. But the pirate bird was really cool. So I'm going to stitch that for our next stitch along. And let's see what else is going on. Oh, this is coming out. Well, I'll show you. This is coming out beautifully. I'm almost done with my second strand. Yeah, look at that variegation. That variegation in there really looks like You're in the ocean there, so that's pretty cool. I do use Pattern Keeper, so I have the Pattern Keeper off to the side on my Google tablet here, and it's been very helpful because I don't have a printer, so I haven't been able to print out my new patterns. So I just create my patterns, throw them into Pattern Keeper, and they're great. The only limitation on Pattern Keeper is I haven't figured out how to see backstitching on Pattern Keeper. So I don't think it's capable of backstitch just yet. So I'm sure there's a fantastic reason why they have not coded that in to the program, but I'm sure I'm not the only one that has asked the developers to try and figure out how to include backstitch, but it's one thing that Pattern Keeper cannot do. I'm sure if you're using Markup RX, you should be able to see it because that's just uploading the PDF. But I'm really hoping one of the updates, Pattern Keeper updates, includes backstitch in one of the next iterations. All right, so that's coming along nicely. I'm sorry for the earlier volume snafu. I did not know. There was no indication that my volume wasn't working. And then when I restarted it, the same camera was selected, or the same microphone was selected. So not sure why that happened, but hey, I got to rehearse the first half an hour, I guess. Okay. So we're going to end this thread here. And so if you're watching this later on, drop in the comments what you're stitching on. What's your favorite stitch that you have going so far? And I think this needs one more strand. One more strand of blue here, and we'll get through this blue section. And hey, Lisa, I'm so glad you were able to jump in. Oh, you're stitching the Sweet Wing Studio pattern, Singing Sparrow. That's a beautiful pattern. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Yeah, thanks for jumping in on the chat. I'm really excited to have you. This is the first time this is my first live, so I was logged in like an hour ahead of time. I thought I had everything set up, but you know how these things go. And I learned and will do better on the next one. I'm really trying to use the software in YouTube. I really don't want to go out and buy or subscribe to a third-party software. So I'm really trying to learn how to maximize what I'm already, paying for through YouTube Premium. Yeah. So I think I mentioned in the other video, I received a commission for a project. Really sweet gentleman wants to honor his late mom with a cross-stitch pattern and providing it to his 3 other siblings. So I found some model stitchers to include Mom Michelle. Don't know if she's on the line with us, but she is stitching and have this great harp. And there's 4 shades of yellow in this stitch. And Mom is probably going to kill me for saying all of it, but she used the wrong harp color. and had to frog it out last night. She was not really happy with me when I let her know, but I think we got it straightened out now, and she sent me a new picture, new update of the stitch, and it's looking fantastic. So thank you, Mom, again. Sorry I made you pull out half the harp or a quarter of the harp. Um, but yeah, she's doing great. It's her first time stitching on 36 count, and I am so proud of her because she used to be a 14 count Ada stitcher, and she swore she would never stitch on anything else. And I slowly got her to overdyed 16 count Ada, and then I got her into 28 count linen, and she did fantastic on that. And then I'm like, hey, try 32 count. And she did that. She grumbled a little bit. But now, hey guys, she is stitching on 36 count linen, which is awesome. Awesome. So I'm really excited for her taking that leap to 36 count linen. Um, and she's doing a fantastic job. She's so meticulous with it. So again, I wish I had my overhead camera. So this is the other reason I like this Kay's Creation lap stand, because it allows me to stitch two-handed. So I usually keep my left hand underneath, and let's see if I can put this down. My left hand underneath and my right hand on top, and this just allows me to stitch really quickly. Two-handed here. So we are cooking on this. This is coming out. Let me show you I think I mentioned, so this is my now second live stream of the night. The first time microphone didn't work. So I can't remember if I said this, but this is I'm working on the blue. Look at the variegation on the blue. My overhead camera, or my overhead setup, is in storage. So we're just going to make do here. You can see my back a little bit better here. We're going to keep plugging away at this blue. And, for your hiking lovers, we have a friend in, shout out to Table 19, our stitching Zoom, Friday night stitching Zoom group. Shout out to Lori, who loves hiking. So I'm going to not only have beach and maybe ocean, but I think I'm going to throw in hike or mount for mountain or wild. So if you have a vote of which one I should do first, kind of like wild and hike, but that's what I'm leaning towards. So that'll eventually be part of this series as well. And so for you hikers out there, or your climbers, that will be for you. And then for your patriotic stitchers out there who like to stitch on those types of patterns, Americana types of patterns, Carmen in our stitching group also suggested I design a USA one. So I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. And maybe I'll try and put that out electronically ahead of the marketplace. And make that a special release for July 4th. But that I may have my printer set up by then, so I might be able to get it out hard copy, but definitely have it electronically by July 4th. So those are my goals. Let's see. I had a few notes over here. Yeah, so I think we talked WIPGO. We talked about the retreat. Talked about the shop update. If you have any ideas or want me to chat about any questions or want me to chat about anything in future lives, any topics, I'll take them. I think one of my next lives, I don't think it's going to be the next one, but one of my next ones, definitely want to show you my full coverage start. I've been kind of teasing that for the last couple months, haven't got around to it, but definitely want to show you how I stitch on full coverage projects during one of them. And we'll jump into there. I haven't started my Disney cats, which is a pattern I created. It's not for sale. I don't own any of the copyrights to Disney, so that is not for sale. But nonetheless, I created this full coverage pattern for my husband. It has all of the Disney cats on it. And it's almost like a collage. So definitely full coverage. And I want to show you how I plan on stitching that. So we're getting down to the last two lines here. And we have a few more minutes left. I think I'm going to finish up this thread and we'll call it a night. Lisa, if you're still in there, thank you for joining me on my first live. Thank you for letting me know about the sound. That was very helpful to know. And yeah, we're going to finish this thread off and we're going to call it a night. So thank you, everyone, for joining me. And hopefully you will be able to join me for the next one. I think we might do a special next one because it could be my 100th episode. So all of this to say we are leading up to my 100th episode on YouTube. And I think we're going to hold a special live for that. And this is where I am so far. So there's how the beach is coming. And we worked on the sea this evening. So I'm going to keep plugging away, see if I can get this done this weekend. And yeah, thank you for joining me. And hopefully I'll see you on the next one. And definitely going to try to have a prettier background for the next one. So anyway, thanks for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. Have a great evening and we'll see you later. Bye.